Thanks for coming back to your daily exercise. Tough Stoic Bux. Listen up. You're here because you're tired of pouring yourself out for people who treat your presence like it's optional. You're here because deep down you know it's time for a shift, a seismic shift that pulls you out of their orbit and puts you right back in control of your life. Today isn't just another day to talk about the same old tips. Today it's about adopting a fresh perspective, grounded in the strength of silence and an inner serenity that prompts others to wonder if they've ever known you at all. Let's begin with a harsh reality. People tend to value what's just beyond their reach. This is a fundamental aspect of our nature. Give too much of yourself and watch as they start taking you for granted. But when you step back, when you move in silence and let them feel the emptiness you leave behind, everything changes. It's not about revenge. It's about rediscovering your worth and watching as the world reshapes itself around you. Remember, silence isn't empty, it's full of answers, and today you're going to learn how to make silence work in your favor. Consider the power of absence. Have you ever noticed that people are most interested in things they don't understand? People seek out luxury goods, not only for their quality, but also for their difficulty in obtaining them. People wait in line for things they can't easily get, things that make them feel like they're getting something special. Providing you're always available, people behave this way in relationships. People often perceive you as a familiar, well-read book. But when you step back, the mystery resurfaces. Suddenly, you become less easily defined and less accessible, leading people to question your intentions. When you choose silence over explanation or absence over availability, you upset their expectations, and it's that disruption that gives you power. Imagine you're the constant sun, but they've taken it for granted. But when clouds cover the sky and your warmth fades, they realize the depth of your presence. Absence evokes feelings in people, and these feelings engender an irresistible longing. When they can't predict your every move, they're left with one unsettling question: what happened? You're building tension without saying a word. Imagine playing chess. When you make every move carefully and strategically, the other player can't help but wait for your next move. They're watching you, studying you, and trying to guess what you'll do next. Your silence becomes their mental prison, and they think back to past interactions to find clues. That's when they realize they don't know you as well as they thought. It's not about winning or playing games. It's about respecting yourself and the limits you set for yourself. Silence gives you power and shows you don't have to explain a choice, mood, or thought. You are a vault only the worthy can enter, not a book. Avoid saying everything. Some things are meant to be felt, and your silence will be heard more than your words. Be a fortress, not a doormat. Have you ever been to an ancient castle? The walls are thick, impenetrable, and guarded against anyone who doesn't belong. You need to give your energy the same strength. People only value things that are difficult to get to. What if that fortress had a rotating door? Would it still be mysterious? The same sense of strength? Absolutely not. You're a fortress, and fortresses don't allow anyone to enter and exit at will. Instead, they stand tall, strong, and unyielding. From now on, you need to show that strength. When someone asks why you're not as approachable, don't explain, justify, or chase them. Simply smile and express your current focus on other matters. I'm sorry for the trouble. Let your actions be a secret, and let them wonder what's going on inside those walls. At that point, individuals begin to yearn for access and seek re-entry. Changing the dynamic power. Think about how magnets work. If one magnet chases another, it will only push the second magnet farther away. However, if you retreat and remain motionless, an invisible force will draw the second magnet towards you. The power of attraction is not in pursuit, but in restraint. This isn't about manipulating people, it's about taking back control of your relationships. You don't need to chase people who don't see your value. Here's the catch. When you stop looking for approval and attention, you become the magnet. People naturally gravitate towards individuals who are confident in their own worth, and this is precisely where Stoicism leads. The old Stoics knew a lot about how to be strong inside. You can't make people like you, but you can choose how much of yourself you're willing to give. When you accept something draining, you sacrifice your peace. When you practice Stoicism, you learn to stay grounded and hold on to your energy like it's gold. You stop reacting to every slight, every game, and every bit of attention that comes your way. Stoicism equips you with the ability to maintain composure and navigate through challenging situations. Imagine yourself as a mountain that doesn't move, no matter how strong the winds are or how loud the thunder is. You're transforming into a force so formidable that any attempt to subdue you falls short. People respect that kind of strength, and it's something that's earned, not given. As you take a step back, go silent and reclaim your energy, you'll feel a shift. You'll realize that your worth was never tied to someone's short attention. You'll see that your true value is found in. It doesn't matter how much you respect yourself. You'll feel at peace no matter what other people say or whether they call or text you. Tonight is the start of a new stage in your life. You're no longer holding out for someone else's approval. You're stepping into your own light. Compose your own narrative and trust that those who recognize your worth will discover you independently. You can change your whole energy with a chase mantra. Here's yours. I am a fortress, not a doormat. I step back, I stay silent, I let them beg. Write this mantra in the comments, let it sink in, and feel the shift start. Remember that silence isn't passive, it's powerful. It's the subtle force that speaks without words and commands respect and brings you exactly what you deserve. Watch what happens around you while you stay silent and be amazed at how many people come running back when they realize they missed their chance. We put our hearts and souls into making content that inspires and empowers you. If this message speaks to you, please show your support by liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Your support keeps this journey going and helps us reach more people who need to hear it. The thirst. Keep your cool. Have you ever noticed how the things you're after always seem to get farther away? If you're trying to catch smoke with your bare hands, it gets harder to grab. For people, wanting their attention makes them seem less interested. While you may perceive your actions as devotion, they may appear as desperation from the outside. And let's face it, desperation is a surefire way to lose their attention. As the saying goes, the less you reveal, the more people can wonder. Always reaching out, liking every post or responding instantly sends the message that you value their attention over your own. You're telling them that their approval is essential to your happiness. It's clear that people want things that they have to work for, so why give away your worth for free? Cool confidence says a lot. I possess value, and I don't require your approval to acknowledge it. Let's face it, people are drawn to mystery. When someone is always there and available, it's easy to take them for granted. But when you step back and stop chasing, something interesting happens. The silence you create makes them wonder why they aren't reaching out. Did I lose them? You're creating a strong contrast between being easily available and just disappearing. It's the mystery that keeps them thinking about you. Stop letting every alert or beep change how you feel. That's the first thing you need to do to learn this way of thinking. Keep your cool, take a step back, and let them know you're not there. A break from them restores your energy and changes the dynamic. They'll notice when you're not available for them all the time and start to wonder what went wrong. This makes them value you more. Instead of focusing on them, pull your energy back and use it to improve yourself. As Marcus Aurelius said, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have over them. In this case, the thing you're valuing is their attention, and by letting go of it, you gain control over your feelings and sense of self-worth. Letting go of the need for attention or approval will lead you to something amazing. It's much better to respect yourself than to get attention from other people. Knowing you don't need someone else's approval is more satisfying than feeling valued. Maintaining your composure transforms you from a seeker to a prize, a state you desire as you retreat. Remember that this isn't about games or manipulation. It's about choosing yourself every time. Every time you want to reach out or chase someone, take a deep breath and tell yourself, I am enough, and I don't need their approval to prove it. This is the core of self-respect, and it's what makes you strong and attractive. Keep in mind that attraction thrives when you're confident, unafraid, and committed to your own well-being. Be sure of your worth and know that the real power isn't in chasing it, but in having it. When you feel like you need to reach out or look for approval, tell yourself that your strength doesn't come from other people's attention, but from the quiet confidence that you are enough on your own. You are your own personal prize. Be sure to say it. I'm my own prize, unshaken and whole. Say this mantra in the comments to remind yourself and everyone else that you have power and don't need to go after number 2. Keep your secrets hidden and leave them guessing. They think they know you, but the truth is that they only know what you let them see. Think how silence can make someone wonder. The less you share, the more they want to know. That's the game. Hold back your cards and let them guess your every move. Once they realize they can't get to you anymore, they'll feel a void and want to get back in. When you reveal everything, they have no reason to wonder, no reason to chase, and no reason to value what's in front of them. But as soon as you're quiet, things will change. The silence will be more powerful than any words, lingering in their minds like a mystery they must unravel. They'll ponder the changes and the reason they're no longer willing to share everything with me. They'll be drawn in by curiosity and question their knowledge of you. Stepping back and remaining silent reveals how much their world relies on your openness, availability, and willingness to share, leaving them with unanswered questions. Stoicism means taking charge of your life, responses, and inner peace. No one else has a say. Maybe they took your presence for granted, felt secure that you'd always be there, but by pulling back, you're showing them that your world doesn't revolve around them. You're showing them that you're complete with or without their attention. Silence can be your strongest statement. It's not about ghosting. It's about guarding your energy, protecting what you've built within yourself. This isn't manipulation, it's wisdom. A wise person knows when to speak and when to hold back, when to reveal and when to let others guess. The less they know, the more they'll think. And that's where the power shifts. When you give people unlimited access to your life, they lose respect for the value of that access. But when you go silent, you're reintroducing the scarcity of you, and scarcity makes people crave. Now ask yourself, are you ready to reclaim your privacy? Are you willing to step back, to leave them wondering, to let them feel the absence they once didn't even notice? This is your move. Make it powerful. Imagine the difference when they start to notice you're not there at their beck and call, when they realize your attention was never a given. It was a present. In reality, keeping them wondering doesn't just protect your peace, it teaches them how important it is. It shows them that if they want to be in your world, they must earn it back, regardless of whether they do. That's not even the point of this silence. Say it out loud, feel it deeply, and let it stick with you. I move in quiet, and I don't owe anyone my truth. Let this be your guide. Whenever you feel tempted to explain, reach out, or share excessively, remember this mantra. Your silence conveys a lot. You deserve all the mystery you create now, so keep your peace. If you believe in the power of stepping back and letting them guess, this message resonates with you. Please leave this phrase in the comments below. I move in silence and don't owe anyone my truth. Make it real. Claim this mindset and share it with those who need to hear it. If you're prepared to take control of your energy and inspire others, please like this video and click the subscribe button. Let's continue building this journey together. Your silence will. Number 3, more powerful than any words, is to master your minutes and make them work for you. We want time the most, but we don't use it very well. William Penn. What if, from today on, every minute you spent was like money in the bank that grew in value the moment you decided to invest it in things that really matter? Stop giving it away at no cost, and stop allowing others to determine how you utilize it. When you make people earn your time, they see how valuable you are, because let's face it, people value things they have to work for, and your time should be no different. Think about how long you've been waiting for that one letter. Change your plans for someone who doesn't want to be there. It's time to stop putting your life on hold because someone no longer wants to be there. Today is the day you take back your minutes and make them valuable. Today you set your own priorities and focus on growth projects. When you start to guard your time, people will start to respect it. People will realize your time isn't free if you're not always available. Instead of prioritizing others over yourself, you begin to prioritize yourself. Trust me, when they sense this distance, they will understand what it's like to not have you around constantly. This is what's wonderful about it. When you value your time, you elevate yourself. You stop living your life according to someone else's schedule and make your own. Instead of making them chase you, show them that your time is valuable and that every moment with you is a privilege. Make every hour count to reclaim your life, not to impress others. Say it with me. My time belongs to me. When you stop living your life in someone else's shadow and take charge of your minutes, let that phrase sink in. Your energy changes all of a sudden. You become harder to reach, more focused and more driven. And guess what? Your worth is indisputable, and you don't waste your time on those who fail to recognize it. This is your power. You have the right to be someone who values time, values presence, and doesn't waste precious minutes chasing attention from others. Living with that strength will make them notice, but by then you'll be so focused on your journey that it won't matter if they reach out. Write, "My time belongs to me" in the comments. This is your new standard every time you feel the urge to be too available. As a declaration that you're changing your mind, write this mantra in the comments and repeat it to yourself. If this message hits home and you're ready to stop giving away your time and start valuing every second, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Let's build a community of people who know their worth. Raise the bar. There's a saying that goes, if you keep accepting scraps, you'll never get the feast you deserve. Too often, people settle for half-hearted efforts, thinking that maybe one day things will get better or that they'll finally give you the attention and respect you've been waiting for. But the world doesn't work that way. You get what you tolerate. Imagine attending a grand banquet only to receive a few crumbs instead of a full meal. Would you be satisfied? Would you feel respected? That's precisely what we do when we accept excuses for minimal effort or half-hearted attention from others. You have to ask yourself if you want a life that's just satisfactory enough, or are you ready to demand more? Are you prepared to take a stand and elevate your expectations? Setting high standards doesn't mean you're asking for too much. It means you know what you're worth. When you settle for less, you're telling yourself and the world that your worth is negotiable. It's time to stop putting up with excuses like last-minute plans and lack of appreciation. Instead, Start showing the world that your time, energy and presence are valuable and not just available to anyone. People appreciate those who hold themselves to high standards, as it demonstrates their self-respect and self-worth. People often refer to you as too much when they're not willing to give you what you truly deserve. The right people will rise. The people who really care about you will respect you even more for holding firm on what you want and deserve. The thing is settling for less. Less drains you and leaves you always hoping and waiting, but when you demand more and refuse to bend to someone else's small expectations, you regain your power. You take charge of your own life instead of being a passenger in someone else's story. It's time to step up, raise your standards, and send a clear message. You're done with the crumbs. Tell yourself that you deserve more and that you won't settle for less. You're worth the full meal, not a quick bite that works for someone else. When you stand firm, others must level up or leave. Here's what I want you to write and believe. I demand more and settle for nothing less. Let this be your mantra every time you feel like lowering your standards. Remember this phrase whenever you want to give in to someone who doesn't see your worth. Hold on to these words and let them sink into your soul. You're worth it, so ignore anything less. Write, I demand more and settle for nothing less in the comments below. To yourself and the world, you will no longer accept less than you deserve. If this spoke to you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now is the time to join a group that cares about building self-respect and not settling for anything less than the best version of yourself. From now on, you will no longer settle for crumbs, so rise to the occasion. You're here for the full banquet, number 5. Seal your lips. No explanations given. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing. Imagine the strength in silence, the mystery, the confidence. It's simple to assume that we should explain every decision we make to everyone, but here's a little reality check. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop asking for permission. Silence, in its quiet power, conveys a message that words never could. When you cease to explain yourself, you cease to seek permission. The quiet power of silence conveys a message that words cannot. I'm in control of my own story. There's an old saying, silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. And it's true that the less you say, the more others are left to fill in the blanks, trying to piece together what you're thinking, what you're planning, and why you're no longer available. At their beck and call when they ask for an explanation and get only calm silence, they feel the shift in power. Suddenly they realize they no longer have the privilege of access to your inner world, and that makes them crave it even more. Think of this as reclaiming your energy every time you explain yourself. You're giving away a piece of that precious energy to someone else, letting them in on decisions that are entirely yours to make. This isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about finally understanding that you don't owe anyone an explanation for putting yourself first. When you stop explaining, you stop waiting for someone to validate your choices. Instead, you make decisions because they're right for you. You stand by your choices without wavering, and that's when the shift happens. People sense that you're unshakable. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing them to confront their own behaviors, and more often than not, making them question why they ever took you for granted. Imagine someone asking why you didn't answer their call or respond to their text right away. Instead of scrambling to explain, you simply say, when you don't explain yourself, people begin to understand that they can't disturb your peace. Remember that your time, boundaries, and energy are yours to protect. When you explain yourself, you give someone permission to question your decisions and negotiate your boundaries. However, if you remain silent, it conveys a clear message that you have reached your limit in self-justification. As you take this step, remind yourself of this truth. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Your quiet shows you're strong and will stick to your decisions. People will notice this change, and those who can't handle it were never meant to walk with you anyway. So, here's your mantra, your personal statement. I move quietly. No need for answers. This is your new reality. Say it out loud, feel the power in it, and make it your new reality. Whenever you feel the need to clarify, pause and repeat this mantra to yourself. Write it down in the comments section below to make it public. Inform everyone that you will maintain the peace going forward. I move in silence. Don't need an explanation. If this message speaks to you, hit the like button and subscribe to join this journey of empowerment. Number 6. Glow up and leave them wondering. When was the last time you truly invested in yourself? Not to prove a point or make someone jealous, but for the sheer thrill of becoming the best version of yourself. Imagine the look on their face when they realize the person they took for granted is now thriving, glowing, and completely out of their reach. That's the essence of this transformation, not for them, but for you, as you reclaim your power and purpose, leaving them in a state of wonder. There's a powerful quote that goes with this perfectly. Huge success is the best payback. Rise not out of anger, but because you finally value yourself. Everything changes. There's no point in acting or playing games. I have to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I owe it to myself to shine. The objective of this glow-up is not solely to enhance your appearance. Although you will certainly appear more attractive, the genuine magic occurs within you. Fill your mind with things that inspire, challenge, and push you to grow. Treat your body like a temple, eat well, move more, and watch your strength and resilience grow throughout. Trust me, they'll feel it. Don't show them everything you do, even if they don't see it. As you build a life that doesn't revolve around them, they'll notice the change. Let them feel your absence and ask what's different. We're not trying to get them back or make them jealous. We're just letting go so that you can finally be the star of your own life. The mystery will drive them crazy, leading them to question if they truly knew you. But that won't matter to you any longer. This isn't a show, it's a transformation. Every time you choose yourself over someone who doesn't see your worth, you reclaim a piece of your soul. It's like lighting a fire inside you that no one else can put out. Every step you take toward your glow-up, whether it's learning something new, setting healthier boundaries, or just being at peace, is a step closer to the life you were always meant to live. My favorite part is that you can do it silently and let your energy speak. Soon you'll be so far ahead, they'll wonder if they had a chance. Continue your journey, and you will transform into an unstoppable force. You cannot ignore that kind of power. If you really feel it, write this in the comments. I glow up for me. This is your mantra. It's important to remember that this journey is solely for you. Every time you want to post something to get their attention or to feel validated, tell yourself, I glow up for me. Let them feel regret. As you move forward, be beautiful and don't say sorry. If this message resonates with you, please share it by clicking the like button. Share this journey with someone who needs it and subscribe to the channel. You're not just shining, you're becoming the best version of yourself. Let's make it happen together. If you consistently say yes when you truly want to say no, you're relinquishing your inner peace and allowing others to shape your life's narrative while your needs and dreams remain unacknowledged. People will set boundaries for you if you don't, and trust me, they will continue to do so until you become a mere convenience or an afterthought in their lives. Teaching yourself to say no is about taking charge, prioritizing your own well-being, and respecting others' time. People who respect you won't try to change your mind or ask for an explanation. They'll respect your space and your choices. But people who keep pushing you or try to guilt trip or pressure, you show that they only care about what they can get from you and not who you are or what you need. Know this: saying no is more than just saying no to an invitation or a favor. It's like a powerful declaration of independence. Saying no reaffirms your priorities and gives you the space to pursue what really matters to you. The time you reclaim by setting boundaries lets you focus on your growth, your peace, and your passions. When you can say, "I choose myself," without any shame or second thoughts, that's strength. There will be people who won't like this change. They'll say you've become selfish or too difficult good. That's their response to losing control over your time, to realizing they no longer have free, unlimited access to your attention. And honestly, if they can't handle a no, they don't deserve a yes. As Warren Buffett said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. You're not here to cater to everyone. You're here to live a life that fulfills you. Think about it. When was the last time you said yes just to avoid a confrontation, only to regret it later? Imagine how different your life would be if you replaced even half of those automatic yeses with firm, unapologetic nos. It would be like lifting a weight off your shoulders, freeing yourself to live life on your terms. The truth is, every no that protects your time and energy is a yes to your future, a yes to the life you actually want. So here's what I want you to remember. My time is precious. I say no and mean it. This is more than just a phrase. It's a declaration of self-respect, a mantra that reclaims your power. Let's fill this space with memories of our strength, our worth, and our resolve to protect what's ours. If this resonates with you and you're ready to stop wasting your time and energy, please like this video and please subscribe to this channel. Together we're building a strong mindset based on self-respect. Join us on this trip to get back the chance to live your life without shame and become the main character in your own story. Don't get upset. Be mentally untouchable. Have you ever noticed how people want to be in charge of your feelings? They'll say something, ignore your message, or do something else to see if it makes you react. Being emotionally untouchable. When you stay calm and collected, you defeat anyone who tried to control you. Remember that he who irritates you controls you. If someone disturbs your peace, they have power over you, but you regain emotional power by not responding. Independence is your unbreakable armor. It's not about being cold. It's about choosing who and what makes you react. Individuals seeking control thrive on your emotional responses. They will exert pressure, prod, and tug to gain control over you. But as soon as you stop reacting, the game is over. That silence, that steady calm, speaks louder than any words ever could. Suddenly, they find themselves losing sleep, questioning why they can no longer control you. You don't need to argue, explain, or prove anything. Emotional untouchability is strength wrapped in silence. Keeping calm amidst chaos. There is an iron wall around your head that no one can get through. Hold on to this mantra. I am in charge should be your daily mantra, a warning that no one can mess with your peace of mind without your permission. Write it out. Feel the power of the words, I am in control, and let them fuel your confidence as you move forward. If you're ready to take back your power, leave a comment below. I have power over you. Make it clear to everyone that you won't let anyone play with your peace. Number 9 should be the prize. Let them chase you. Stop chasing the wrong things. The right things will catch you. Here's the truth. You've been running, scrambling, and bending over backwards just to get noticed. But the second you stop something remarkable, you become the mystery, the one they can't quite pin down. People are drawn to what they can't have on a whim, to those who know their worth and don't settle for less. They are mesmerized by confidence and self-respect, by someone who doesn't bend at every little push instead of running after anyone's validation. Imagine yourself as a magnet, standing still, solid and powerful. You've created a world that doesn't depend on others' attention, and guess what? That self-sufficiency will draw in magnetic people, unable to resist the pull of someone who understands their value. You're not here to chase. You're here to attract, to shine without needing approval. Let them wonder about you, feel the sting of your absence, and they will realize what they've lost. Being the prize means setting standards, avoiding situations that don't benefit you, and refusing to tolerate someone's mediocre efforts are crucial. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Once they realize that you're no longer waiting, they will begin to pursue you, questioning whether it's too late to secure a position in your life according to your own terms. Let this message sink into every part of your mind. I attract, I don't chase. Take this saying to heart and let it give you energy. Picture the strength you'll feel and the calm confidence that will take over when you fully accept this truth. Stay strong and let everything you deserve come to you. Say it with confidence and feel it in your heart. I attract, I don't chase. Write this in the comments if you're ready to stop running and start thriving. Let this be your anthem and your new path forward. Every time you want to run, remind yourself who you are, the prize, the person they'll regret losing. If this message spoke to you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. By liking and subscribing, you're not only supporting our journey, you're also making a promise to build a life full of strength, confidence, and true self-worth. Every like and subscription helps spread this powerful message to others who may be feeling lost or undervalued, just like you did. So join our community, stand tall, and take the first step to embracing the strength that's already inside you. Let's rise together, sign up, and let's make the future a place where everyone knows what they're worth.